straight up to the podium. And if you would state your name,
Hello, my name is Carly Teachow.
please teach out whenever you're ready.
To say that Andrea's murder was life-altering is an understatement. The murder of a 20-year-old girl, 20-year-old Adrea Eilber, was a shift in the universe. Andrea was, still is, and always will be my stepsister. Her father, Steve Eilber, and my mother, Kimberly Teachow, formed a relationship when Andrea and I were just children. I was 17 years old when she was taken, when you shot her to death. At 17, I thought that 20 was so old, and now that I'm in my 30s, I reflect on the fact that Andrea was just a baby when she was strapped to a chair and shot to death. It was not only Andrea that was taken that day, but our parents were also gone. They were never the same people. They were suffocated with endless sadness, anger, and frustration that gripped their lives every single day. Steve will suffer with these feelings until the day he dies. And unfortunately, my mother passed away in February of 2021, and what she wouldn't give to be here today. Somebody once told me that you're a widow when you lose your spouse, you're an orphan when you lose your parents, but there is no word to describe the loss of a child. You were a coward. Chad Mobley, you don't deserve, nor do you care to hear about what a beautiful soul Andrea was. So I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of knowing exactly what you took from us. However, I just want you to know, I want you to go to sleep every night knowing what a waste of human life you are. Only a coward would shoot and kill a 20-year-old woman in the back of her head. And only a coward would say he doesn't remember what happened that night. You are not good enough to be considered a monster, because even a monster would have told us why, which is all we've ever asked for. Chad Mobley, I hope you understand that your God will never forgive you, and neither will I. This will be the last time I think about you, you complete waste of life, until I see you and your accomplice both in hell.
And your name, please.
My name is Stephanie Hummer. I'm Andrea's aunt. It has been said, time heals all wounds. I would just like to get that chance to at least feel some relief. Our family has been 14.5 years thus far in and out of a courtroom with not even the slightest chance to heal. Not only have we lost Andrea, who was everything you want a child to grow up to be: funny, kind, caring, and loving. Not that you cared. Always respectful to everyone. You see, Andrea knew the importance of her family and others in her life, because at the age of 14, she had to care for her dying mother, Dawn. I can't say I'm completely satisfied with your plea of no contest, as it leaves us with so many unanswered questions. Although I realize we may never know the answers, at least this plea will hopefully get you out of society so you can never harm anyone else's loved one. There's not enough time I could be given for me to explain the absolute hell of losing Andrea in my home, as it is truly life-shattering. Our family endured because we are strong, but actually we've had no choice. My wish for you, Chadwick Mobley, is that Michigan had the death penalty, in which you could be led knowingly to a cold hard chair, strapping your body down and ending your life. Chadwick Mobley, you should never be allowed to murder someone else's loved one. You definitely need to be kept out of society. Please, prison in your entire life, no chance of parole, and no chance of any appeal. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Patterson, any comment on behalf of the people?
No, Your Honor. People don't have any additional comment besides what the court just heard. I don't know if this is the proper time to say to the court, I know in terms of the counts, people would be moving to dismiss the second count and Mr. Mobley be sentenced on the first count. Other than that, people have nothing else to add.
All right, thank you, Mr. Patterson. Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to indicate to the court on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, just briefly that it is down to the one count, the first degree murder, if I remember correctly.
The court will dismiss count 2, the felony murder.
Your Honor, I've only had the chance to know Mr. Mobley from 2023 forward. That's not the man that he was back in 2011. He's always been very respectful to me and remorseful for this situation. I do believe that he wants to make a statement.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mr. Mobley, now is your opportunity. If you'd like, you may address the court.
Firstly, Your Honor, I would just like to say that I'm so sorry to the victims and their family, that I got no words that could bring them solace, but I am so sorry for their loss. And I would also like to say something that's been brought up to me so many times over the last year. As far as Kenneth Grondin goes, I do not know who this guy is. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. I've never communicated with him on any form of media. I do not know this guy other than what I've read in the press, from a documentary, and from the discovery that I've been given. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Mobley. So the policy of the state of Michigan favors individualized sentencing for every convicted defendant. The sentence has to be tailored to fit the circumstances of the case and the defendant. And Mr. Mobley, in looking at what would be an appropriate sentence in your case, the court had to take into consideration factors such as discipline, punishment of the wrongdoer, the protection of society, the potential for rehabilitation, and deterring others from committing like offenses. I know Mr. Miller and Ms. Raddick have had an opportunity to go to the pre-sentence investigation of the court.
Yes.
I know they've done that. I know as a matter of course they do that in every case. And as a result of the circumstance that you're in court for here this afternoon and all of the things that have led up to this, by necessity, the court has to focus on you.